Morning, people. Well, I say morning, it's afternoon. 606 Garage, ladies, gentlemen, thanks for joining in. Sorry for the misleading thumbnail on the last one. That was just, I was just goofing off with some engine parts I had. The lifters are ordered, they'll be here Wednesday. But that being said, I really can't do much to it till Wednesday. I mean, I can go ahead and throw the timing cover on it. And I may do that, probably will do that. Get the water pump on it. I almost messed up and almost ordered a 50-ounce harmonic balancer for this thing. I almost put a 50-ounce flywheel on it. Matter of fact, I bought a 50-ounce flywheel for it. And I was, a lot of you all probably already know this, but, anything from 1981 and down had a 28-ounce balance on it. Now, I've never messed with an engine that was 28-ounce balance until now and didn't even know it. So, luckily, I caught that this morning when I got ready to order the balancer. Everything kept saying 82 to 95, and I said, what's up with that? So I did some more research, and that's when I found out 81 and down was 28-ounce balance. Thank God. Because here lately, I've been shooting from the hip, just ordering what I thought would work, what I think should work. And I am going to the school of hard knocks on this. So, that being said, word of advice, research everything. And don't always take YouTube advice. And don't take my advice unless you see me physically make it work. Always research everything you do. That being said, I'm going to find a machine shop. I'm going to do a late model block. I did go ahead and order the lifters to make this thing operate. And we will play with it. But, it's going to take a while to build a short block because it's not cheap. But I am going to go drop a block off. If I can, find me a decent machine shop. I think there's one in Eastern Kentucky called Goss Automotive. I was referred to. That being said, drop that off to them. And I'm going to talk to them about finishing up the heads once I get these ported for this car. I can get them to do the block and the crank. I will order a set of, probably some Pro Comp rods or something. Something that's pretty cheap, but they're supposedly decent. And I'm going to order a set of dome pistons for it. Not huge. Maybe take it up to 10 to 1. And I will take that up there. And, back in the day, that you could have an engine balance for like $120 or $200. I can't remember. I'm not even sure if Fraley's is in business anymore over here. I did try to leave them a message on their Facebook page, and I accept the messages, so I'm just assuming they're out of business. Maybe I should go over there. I don't know. That being said, I'm about to work on this rear end. I'm going to load this thing up in the back of the truck. We're going to go to the car wash. We're going to wash it out thoroughly. And then I'm going to bring it back, and I'm going to pull a pinion out of it. And we're going to go in depth. Not in this video. This video, you're going to see hits and misses on putting this rear end together. I am going to do a video that's very in depth on how to set these rear ends up. Now, like I said, you got to have tools. Now, this is a set that I bought specifically for setting a pinion up. And I've got dial indicator gauges for, obviously for setting backlash and stuff. I mean, this stuff's not cheap, okay? This stuff is not cheap whatsoever. But, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, I'm going to go through in depth how to set this pinion up. And like I said in the last video, pinion depth is the root. That's the first thing you say. You don't build a house and dig a foundation later. I'm just going to tell you that. And obviously, the way this thing goes together, you got to put the pinion in first. But I'm telling you, set the depth correctly the first time. you're good to go. I am gonna go see if I can get some pinion bearings, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do there. Okay, excuse the air compressor noise. Now, I'm gonna, like, this thing has a few things left on it that I'm working on getting loose, but I took an impact and I used a 1/16 socket, and I just kind of held this with my hand, and I run that off with a with an impact. Now the pinion just fell, hit the ground. I'm not using it. You pull that off. Now we got this seal bearing, or you know, we got a couple bearings in here. Or I'm sorry, we got a bearing in here, and there's a race on the opposite side for the pinion. If I'm gonna get these seals out, get that bearing out, I'm gonna knock that race. All right, now, I have some seal pullers, but just given this instant, now I have this. All right, so there's that. So I had Timken bearings in it. All right. So I've got a race to knock out here and a race to knock out there. No problem. All right, so I get this put on tire degreaser. We're gonna wash this thing out thoroughly. I'm not gonna bore you with this, but I'm telling you, you need to do the best you can, because this is important. All right, now as you can see, I bought 2 of these pinion bearings. I'm gonna take this one, I'm gonna take like a sand flapper wheel, and I'm gonna open this up to where it'll slide on that pinion bearing. All right, you wanna know how I know we're doing a good job? Time is flying. Now this is gonna go like that, right there. So I just need to open this up a little bit. All right, perfect. I think, blow this sucker out. Perfect. That's the plan. That's how you make this tool. All right, I decided to move this outside. Now, this bearing, the pinion, you know, yoke bearing, whatever, that's a pinion bearing too, but this is for the inner pinion bearing, this is for the outer. Now these are bearing and race drivers. I'm sorry, they're race drivers and seal drivers. Now this one's tapered wrong. See how it don't sit in there? I'm gonna spin him around, drive him in backwards like that. It'll work. And I'm gonna tell you, she's clean. And that's how you wanna start. All right, so I decided to close the door. That way you can see a little bit better. The sun was great for me, not great for the video. All right, so I've got the race sitting in place. I'm gonna take just a little bit of what they call kroll, and this stuff's pretty amazing. I'm gonna spray in there. Now someone's gonna say, God, I can't believe you did that. I can't either, because that stuff's 30 or 40 bucks a can. So, there it goes. Bottomed out. All right, there is a race installed. Sit him in there. Easy to tell when she's bottomed out. It's done, just like that. All right, now we can put the bearing and race driver set up. All right, now, you remember, I've got a bearing slid on this pinion. All right, okay. Take these caps off. Now I'm assuming these are back where they are supposed to be. I definitely hope so. All right. Just make sure they're pointed the right direction. And you got the right shim in place, which we don't know if that's the case either. But regardless, we have shims. Okay. I put that one in backwards, or it was in there backwards, one of the two. All right, so we'll put him here. We'll put him here. Pull this sucker off. I'm gonna double check these. Yes, these line up perfect. All right, perfect. And the arrow was pointing out, and I don't know if that's 100% correct either. Now, I'm not claiming to be a professional. By no means. I'm just doing what works for me. Now, I apologize, guys. I am getting ahead of you on this. This kit came with 4 sets of pucks. And clearly, you want to get the one that suits your needs. Put in there flush. And then what you need to do is get one side started. All right. And then I'm getting ready to clamp this down a little bit on there. All right, these are 3/4. Now, also, another thing this kit is good for, if you have the longer rod, the line-up tool, you can feed it through there, and you can check if your axle tubes are straight. Now, I'm not going to do that because I don't want the stress of it to think that this axle is slightly bent. Until I get, we're going to put a tie bar on this. It's either this one or a different one, but we're going to put a tie bar, and we're going to tie it to the front. And then if they are off a little bit, I'll be able to adjust the tubes. And if we're going to go through that kind of trouble, I'll probably just cut these off and put the big 9-inch forward ends on it. And then that'll open up the doors for a lot more different things that we can do here. All right, so I'm not so sure how this is going. I don't think I got enough stroke. I'm about to adjust this, but now I made a spacer out of the old bearing, and I also sanded the inside of it. But it seems to be working thus far. All right, that's it. I just need to find some more stuff, or actually I just need to raise the thing. Let me raise it. Let me go ahead and find another spacer. Let's see how we're doing on it. Now I'm probably doing this wrong, but this right here is gonna catch up just fine on that, and I'm just setting that right down on that steel. So I'm gonna bottom these out both sides, and then we'll go from there. You will get 2.527 instead of 2.524. So it's just a little bit deeper, but it's so close. That's the difference of a press bearing versus a test fit bearing. But I'm going to tell you what, it's so close. I don't have any shims that could have got that any closer. So I'm happy with it. All right, guys, we're calling it a day for Sunday. I did get the pinion depth set, shimmed correctly. Went to put it on. This piece right here, it's warped. I could turn it and I could barely see it moving. It's almost hard to see with the naked eye, but I've got to order one. So here we go again. So I'm gonna order another yoke for it, or whatever you want to call that, pinion yoke. And I'm going to order a bushing removal tool, an installer tool, and I'm going to get some of those aluminum bushings for the top of it. Other than that, man, that should be about it. I did destroy a crush sleeve because I was trying to put that on, and it just I've been striking out this weekend, striking out big time. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm still putting together that pretty detailed video on how to set up a ring gear and pinion. I'm starting to think you don't want to take my advice. So, I mean, as far as the pinion depth went, it went great. It was spot on. With my test bearing, it was exactly what the pinion depth was supposed to be. Now, when I pressed the new bearing on for a final fit, the pinion depth changed from 2.524 to 2.527. It just went just a little bit deeper, which is, I mean, it's so close. There isn't a shim that's that thin. So I'm still happy with it. But yeah, I'm gonna go order some more stuff. This is getting old, but by the time I get done with this, goodness sakes, I ought to have everything I need. So I need to drag my 5-speed up here. We're going to go ahead and go through this. I got a feeling this thing ain't going to hit the road till it's got 456 gears, new brake lines, tailpipes, engine fully converted to roller. And she should be a blast to drive. Blast. I'm very interested. Draggy's charged up. He's charged up. He's ready to go. But I got a feeling it's going to be useless with them 456 gears. Probably just set the tires on fire first through third gear. So I've learned a lot with this car. I'm still learning. It is a completely different animal. And I'm enjoying the experience. We're getting very close to calling it done with the Capri, though. Very close. Like I said, once we get the 456s in there, I get the 5-speed in there. That's going to be the biggest achievement. You know, the cam and the other set of heads, that's a weekend. I am going to lighten this thing up a little bit. I need to take the front bumper off of it. I'm either gonna plasma cut or Swiss cheese the fire out of this front bumper cover because it weighs about 50 pounds. Actually, I take that back. I can see it, and I think it's aluminum. I believe it's aluminum. Huh. All right. Learned something again today. The front bumper behind this bumper cover is aluminum. I ain't taking it off. Perfect. Well, for such a bad weekend I've had, they just made my day. Ladies, gentlemen, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.